It's time for Larry Knows Bars. My guest tonight, she is a superfan of James Dolan, which means she is the only fan of James Dolan. Not related, Miranda Dolan.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, and I'm your host, Larry the Athlete. Bang! Miranda.
Hello, Larry.
How are you? Thanks for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me, Larry, and thank you for that jazzy introduction, but
I only know how to jazz. It's the only style of music.
I'm a little upset, to be honest with you.
Oh, you look distraught. Does this have anything to do with James Dolan's recent turn for the worst?
What? Here?
Oh,
I know he's been diagnosed. Are you saying it's...
Oh, no. I'm sorry. That was faux pas on my part. Nothing's bad. Everything's okay. Just from what I understand, he... And this is what you know, that on whatever day it was, Monday, he revealed that he tested positive for coronavirus, correct?
That is correct. And he's recovering, Larry, in his home in the Hamptons.
Yes. Have you been in any contact with him?
Well, we're not personally acquainted, Larry, even though I'm a huge fan of his work, and I do sometimes find myself near the garden when I think he's in the office, but we have not spoken personally, but I'm thinking about him.
Yeah, and that's really important.
I did force my way into St. Patrick's Cathedral the other day to light some candles for him.
Wow. Force your way into St. Patrick's Cathedral. Is St. Patrick's Cathedral on lockdown? I would assume it is, yeah.
It's the most direct path to God in New York City.
True. That's where God spends most of his time, in New York City. God's not a fan of Broadway, from what I understand.
You don't think God likes Broadway?
I think he likes it okay, but if God really loved Broadway, wouldn't God be in, say one of the theaters that, say, where... Billy Elliot? Is that a show? Yeah.
It was a show, and it was first a movie starring Jamie. Oh, what's his name? Not Jamie Dornan. Somebody else. Jamie Bell.
Jamie Bell?
Jamie Bell.
Jamie Bell. I'll take that.
Bell, yes. Larry, I think that God speaks to us in different ways, and sometimes it's through song. But most of the time, I think it's at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Right. That's, most of the time. So you forced your way in there. Wow. Any security or any bishops or priests you have to deal with?
I mean, I think the cardinal was busy, but I did have my bear spray just in case I needed it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a little while before since I've kind of kept up with the whole papacy and all of everybody in line. But isn't the cardinal that's from New York, Cardinal Dolan?
Yes, I wasn't going to mention that, but it is Cardinal Dolan.
Is any relation to you or James?
No, it's just, I think it's a sign that we're meant to care for one another.
It's the trifecta of Dolans, all speaking to God at the same time.
That's right. You understand it, Larry. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm just going to give you, I'm going to try to see if I could find what is the recovery rate in New York City.
I don't know if I'm prepared to hear that, Larry.
COVID-19. Yeah, I mean, I hope everybody has a speedy recovery. James Dolan included.
I mean, him first.
Yeah, him first. Late God. So, he is someone of means. He obviously is not struggling without a paycheck at the moment. He's, first of all, I want to say something that compliments him. He has agreed to pay all the garden staff and employees until May. And
May 3rd, I believe.
May 3rd, right?
Yes.
And possibly it could extend it further, depending on how things go. And not every owner has agreed to do that. So, good job by
That's
James.
right, Larry. He's setting the standard which they all must reach.
Yeah, he is the standard bearer of NBA owners.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. Nobody else says that except for me.
Yeah, I mean standard bearer as far as being out of touch in some ways.
You mean out of touch with being such a forward thinker and having such great ideas for your team and the training and just how to be a good person?
Well, training's often considered a problem with the New York Knicks, being that their training facility is in Westchester, and some of the players would rather have it in New York City, where they don't have to commute.
Well, I think if Mr. Dolan wants it to be in Westchester, I'm sure he has good reason for that.
Probably get some fresh air in the countryside.
Yes.
The countryside
Larry,
of Westchester.
That's right.
Yeah. So you're breaking into St. Patrick's Cathedral, praying, hoping for the recovery of James Dolan. How about you yourself? Have you managed to stay healthy?
Yes, I have. Thank you so much for asking, Larry. I've been all right. I was thinking next I should go to Smith and Malensky and maybe get him some steaks and just get them on out to the Hamptons.
Oh wow! Special delivery.
And how are you doing? Is your health all right?
My health is great. So far, not come down with anything. I'm following social distance guidelines and just staying in here. The only time I ever go outside is just to pick up some bottles of Gatorade. Basically.
Oh, well, you are an athlete. You need to keep yourself and your electrolytes replenished.
Got to keep those electrolytes replenished. And Gatorade is a good immune system booster.
Yes, yeah. I think that's true. I think the Knicks drink Gatorade. They
do. The Knicks absolutely drink Gatorade. It's the fluid of champions.
Yes, that's so true.
Yeah.
That's the truest thing about fluids.
Yeah, the truest thing about fluids is that the more electrolytes, the better.
Yes, I think that's true. I have not gone to any medical schools, but that sounds right.
It sounds right. If it sounds right, it's got to be right. So yeah. You're in good health. I'm glad to hear that, Miranda.
Thank you, Larry. And I'm glad to hear you are in good health. Have you been praying for Mr. Dolan?
No, I haven't been. Not a man of faith to begin with, but I think he'll recover, and I'm not going to pray for him to recover above all others. I don't know. Don't think that's right.
But Larry, without Mr. Dolan, what would the Knicks do? What would New York City do?
Well,
I don't want to think about it.
We would have a front office staff that would kind of run things in the meantime. Leon Rose is the new president of basketball operations. I think the Rangers, they would be doing okay. Glenn Sather, I still believe, is still the president of operations there.
I don't know who they are.
Yeah. I mean, you're just concerned with who's at the top.
Yes. It's kind of like what President Reagan said about trickle-down economics.
Right.
It's trickle-down sports leadership. It's the same
trickle-down sports leadership. Yes. So you say now how do you rectify that with the fact that the Knicks have won, I believe, one playoff series in pretty much 20 years and have had very few winning seasons, and by most standards would have a disappointing record over the last 2 decades if it comes from the top.
I think to talk about that right now is very insensitive, Larry. Yeah. There's a man's life on the line. His life is at stake.
I mean, he's in good health, right? He doesn't have any prior respiratory issues.
No, I don't believe he does. I want him to be able to breathe as deeply as he wants to breathe at all times.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has the right to breathe as deeply as they want to breathe.
Yes, that's true. But I think he comes first.
He does come first. He is. I mean, he's the top. If it's trickle down sports leadership, then he's the most important, at least in the garden industries.
Yes. And that complex. Yes, Larry, that's correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oof. Tough stuff. It's really tough out there.
It is. You know what I think is going to happen though, Larry?
Yeah, tell me.
I think after this, facing his mortality and this potential brush with death, he's going to come back an even stronger and better owner. And I bet the Knicks will go to the top.
To the
next
top.
season.
Are you
To the top.
Are you ready to predict right now that the Knicks will win the 2020-2021 championship?
Yes, I am, Larry.
You hear that, folks? A Larry the Athlete exclusive. Miranda Dolan has just made a prediction that the Knicks will win next year's championship.
They will win every single game, Larry.
82-0, that's never been done.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. This recovery is going to make Dolan stronger than ever, and that is going to make the Knicks and Rangers organization stronger than ever.
Well, I'm going to go back to St. Patrick's Cathedral tomorrow and pray for this.
Great. Are you at all worried about just going out and about and traveling to the cathedral, possibly getting in contact with bishops and cardinals, that you're in any danger yourself?
Well, first, thank you for your concern with my safety. I'm very touched.
I'm very concerned.
Remember, I have my bear spray, secondly, which I can keep people away from me. And I have this chinchilla face mask I can wear to protect me.
Chinchilla face mask. That sounds very soft and very, very comfortable.
It's extremely comfortable. It's like this. I was going to say it's like an angel's wing, but it's like chinchilla on your face because it is the softest, and there's no comparison.
Chinchillas are officially softer than angels' wings.
It's true. Even I can't deny that. Even though I go to St. Patrick's Cathedral, where angels do rest. Yes, it's true.
Right. They're God's creatures, and God wanted them to turn them into goats. God wanted us to turn them into goats. Clearly, because I'm guessing you kind of speak for God in many ways. At least at least in terms of Dolan health.
I think that God wants him to be at his best, and he wants me to care about, even love James Dolan. Even
love him. You know what? We're all God's children in the end.
It's true. Do I detect maybe you're opening yourself up to faith, Larry? You said you weren't a man of faith, but now do you feel differently?
You're inspiring me a bit. I feel a little differently. I am feeling something. I don't know what that's coming through. This light that's like shining down on me right now, it might just be a normal sunset. It might, I don't know. It might be.
I see that light. I see that light on you, Larry.
It might be I'm just kind of a vessel in between the Lord and Madison Square Garden.
Do you feel the word of God coming to you now, Larry? What does it want you?
Well, I feel something, but it's not really words. It's more just kind of mumbles and weird sounds. I don't know.
That might be tongues.
Yeah, it could be tongues.
It could be
just
Larry.
baby talk. Maybe God's doing some baby talk or impersonating a monster. I don't know.
That reminds me of South Pacific. You know, we were talking about Broadway earlier.
Yeah, sure.
Remember that song, Happy Talk, Keep Talking, Happy Talk?
I'm not familiar with it, but it sounds happy. It sounds like happy and good times are coming to the Garden, to Broadway, to New York City. Yeah.
Yes, and to musicals about soldiers and the Asian women that they love.
Yeah, that's the whole point of being a soldier, from what I know.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I wish you the best.
The South Pacific.
If you do end up contacting James Dolan, can you send him a message from me?
Yes, I will.
Just let him know that he needs to sign Frank Ntilikina to an extension, multi-year extension. How about 4 years? Make sure he is in a Knicks uniform for the next 4 years and more.
Okay, I will. Frank Ntilikina.
Ntilikina. He'll know. Frank Ntilikina.
And then Frank Ntilikina is going to help them go all the way next year.
Going all the way, led by Frank Ntilikina.
Yes.
Frank Ntilikina. Chinchilla. Chilanina.
I'm so confused now, Larry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for confusing you. All right. Well, you've heard my prayers about Frank Ntilikina. I've heard your prayers. I'll relay them if I happen to speak to Dolan, but I don't. James Dolan, that is, not Cardinal Dolan or you, Miranda Dolan.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
We're interchangeable.
What's that?
I wish we were interchangeable.
Yeah. Well, one day, maybe.
From your lips to God's ears.
Okay.
Larry, I will pray for your health, and if I get any extra steaks at Smith & Malensky, maybe I'll drop one off for you.
That would be absolutely wonderful. I would love one of those steaks.
Okay.
You know, I gotta get that protein up.
Yes. It's so important.
So important. All right, Miranda Dolan. Anything you'd like to plug besides James Dolan? Any shows you've been watching?
I've been watching Tiger King.
Okay.
And then if you were gonna go to the Armory's website, I hear there's a Sweet Valley High show tonight at 8:00 on their website.
Yeah, if you look up the Armory comedy, it's weird. Miranda Dolan's a fan of the Armory comedy and likes their Sweet Valley High show. Yeah,
well, I hear there's really good people at the Armory. I heard there's a team called, is it Goliath that's extra good? Yeah,
Goliath is extra good. That's why they're so Goliathon.
They're big.
So big. They also, the Tank, which is the theater that the Armory would perform at, is just 2 blocks from Madison Square Garden.
Oh, Larry, I did not know that.
Yeah.
It's another sign.
Everything's pointing up. Everybody, get healthy, stay safe. Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you, Larry.
Of course, this has been another episode of Larry Knows Sports. You can follow me at Larry the Athlete on Insta or Twitter. If you're listening to the podcast, subscribe, rate and review, tell your friends.